Hi, today we're here with the Pullman Ermator S36 and we're using the C5500 pre-separator. The S36 is a 230 single phase high recovery HEPA vacuum with 358 CFM and 110 inches of water lift. What it has is 3 motors in the back, and all these 3 motors have HEPA filters in front of them. So we have 3 forms of filtration here. We have a cyclone that starts by coming in the side. We have a large pre-filter inside the tank, and then after the pre-filter, like I said, we have HEPA filters in the back. They're all individually tested and certified at 99.99 at 0.3 micron. They're 2,000 hour rated HEPA filters. So what we're looking at today is the application of vermiculite removal. Vermiculite was put in thousands of homes and it was carried asbestos in it. Now when that vermiculite needs to be removed, you have to have HEPA filtration and total containment. So what we're going to show is a little bit today about how the vermiculite, how quickly we can get it out of the attic and go through the pre-separator and into the S36. So let's go upstairs and take a look. So here we're at in a simulated attic and we're taking out the vermiculite. Here for our sample, of course, it's not vermiculite with the asbestos. That's why I'm not wearing any safety gear or anything. But normally you'd be in full containment here, and the applicator would be removing this and he'd be fully suited up with respirators and so on. So you can see with the S36, we've got over 60 feet of the 2.5-inch hose, and then we have another 25-foot black hose, so we can reach a lot of distance and still keep up our suction. And you can see here how quickly it's removing it. And of course you can get other attachments that would add on to the hose. Whether you want to use a crevice tool or a floor tool. Now the vermiculite is a very light material, so of course it vacuums very quickly. But the biggest advantage that we have with our Ermator products is the fact of that pre-separator and the Longo pack. So there's no filling up a bag, filling up a 55-gallon barrel, and then taking that barrel and dumping it or taking the bag out of the barrel. There's some other brands out there that it goes into a 55-gallon drum. And those particular units are great, but still you have to take that bag out and then you expose yourself when you're removing the bag from the 55-gallon drum. You can see here also compared to small shop vacs that would be used inside the containment. Again, you're constantly having to take the bags out, dump them out. Where this is basically an absolute continuous run until we fill up that pre-separator. The operator on the ground is going to have he's going to be the one sort of controlling the speed. So whenever he feels like the C5500 with the Longo pack gets full, he can just shut off the air. That would make the user up here just lose suction, but then he knows that his guy on the ground is basically changing out the Longo pack. That's only a 2 or 3 minute process, which we'll go downstairs and see. So again, you can see that it's very quick recovery. With the S36, again, 358 CFM, 100 inches of water lift. Our other unit that is being used for this vermiculite when power is an issue is our propane unit. The propane unit has larger CFM and more water lift, so your recovery is even faster on bigger jobs. So now let's go downstairs and see how the Longo pack has changed out. You can see here through our Longo pack system, that everything is dropped into this can and has never even entered into the vacuum. The Longo Pack is a continuous bag that's 72 feet long. And some of the companies using these for vermiculite already are keeping this bag, since it's so light of a material, they're making this bag 7 to 8 feet long. You can see that basically 80 to 90% ended up in there, and only this much came to the vacuum. You'll be able to tell when there's a lot of product moving through this clear hose that the pre-separator is full. That's when your guy on the ground that's controlling the vacuum would just then in turn shut the vacuum off. Everything would fall into the pre-separator and he can go back to work. The Longo Pack system is extremely easy. You just put 2 zip ties on the bag. This keeps everything contained. So again, there's no exposure. There's your vermiculite all bagged and ready to go. Depending on the areas of the country you're in, this bag then would just be dropped into a disposal asbestos type bag that has the proper markings on it and so on. Then you're double bagged without ever opening up a vacuum.